Hello everyone, this is the Anudal aka the German Viking, and I just want to dive right into the article, which is from Chicago Sun-Times, and this is a week ago. It was published on the 19th of March. But what is interesting is I saw this on Beauty and the Beta podcast with Blonde in the Belly of the Beast and Matt Christensen. Awesome people. You should subscribe to them. And so, Preckwinkle defends Fox behavior in Smollett case as FOP demands federal probe. Mayoral candidate Tony Preckwinkle defended her political protege on Tuesday amid allegation that state attorneys Kim Foxx acted inappropriately when she tried to persuade Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson to transfer the investigation of Jussie Smollett's claim of being the target of a hate crime to the FBI. Now, why would she do that? Kim Foxx was my chief of staff for a little more than 2 years. She ran and was elected state's attorney. I'm very glad for the good work that she's done here, Preckwinkle told an unrelated news conference on the West Side. I think that she makes the decisions that she believes are in the best interest of the office. Right. Because wasting public resources and man hours are the best interest of the office. The Fraternal Order of Police has demanded a federal investigation of Fox behavior in Smollett case. Fox's call to Johnson came after an influential supporter of the Empire actor reached out to Fox personally. Tina Chen, a Chicago attorney and former chief of staff of former First Lady Michelle Obama. Isn't that interesting? He's had very close relationship with First Lady Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. He's also had a close relationship with Kamala Harris. So he's had some weight to push around when it comes to power. So that kind of got me thinking. So Obama, who was a senator, what state was it? It was Illinois. Interesting. Interesting indeed. According to emails and text messages provided by Fox to the Chicago Sun-Times in response to a public record request, Preckwinkle was asked again whether she believes that it was appropriate for Fox to ask Chicago Police Department to give up the case and transfer the investigation to FBI at a time when Smollett was considered the victim of a hate crime, not a suspect in a hoax. More interesting. So she didn't even want to look into the case at all because she just thought it was a hate crime, not a hoax. That is interesting because when the narrative goes your way, you should report it to the highest instance you can. But no. When it's not, then you just get the case dismissed because you're a corrupt. Oh, I don't want to swear, but yeah, a corrupt individual that has a lot of power. I have great confidence in State's Attorney Fox. I believe that she made the right decision in this instant, Preckwinkle said. Pressed to explain why she believes that, the county board president said, I think it was the right decision because it was a decision that she made and she's in the best position to make it. Preckwinkle cut off the conversation when asked who else but someone with clout would have had a pipeline to the state's attorneys to even ask that a case be transferred. I've said what I have to say about this, thank you. Oh, interesting. So there's someone pulling the strings here. That's what I interpret from this, because this is what privilege looks like. A guy who basically he breaks the law and gets away scot-free with it, even when there's evidence against him. The more damning thing is if he would actually be convicted or tried by the FBI and convicted. How damning would that be for Kim Foxx? Would be exposing how corrupt she actually is. The Sun Times reported last week that Chen passed Fox's number to a relative of the actor. Wow. Okay. The ensuing conversation with a family member were cited by Foxx last month as the reason she recused herself from Smollett's prosecution, as the actor faces disorderly conduct charges for allegedly making a false report. But she didn't recuse herself. She got back into it and basically got him off the charges. Text messages show Chen contacted Foxx on February 1st, 3 days after Smollett said he was jumped by two men as he walked home from a sandwich shop near his Streeterville home. Chen texted Foxx to set up an early morning phone call. I wanted to give you a call on behalf of Jussie Smollett and a family who I know. They have concerns about the investigation, Chen wrote in a text sent before 5 a.m., seeking to set up a call with Foxx before Chen left on 8 a.m. flight to New York. Jeez. A few hours, Foxx received a text from relative of Smollett's, which said she'd received the number from Chen. In an interview with the Sun Times last week, Foxx said that the family member expressed concerns about leaked information about the investigation, information that that media outlets attributed to police sources. They had no doubt about quality of the investigation, but believed that the FBI would have a tighter lid on the information, said Foxx, adding that Johnson initially seemed receptive to the idea, turning the case over to the FBI. So a relative of Smollett gets to influence the attorney that is supposed to prosecute said person. What? That is unethical as hell. Foxx said she has made similar calls to Johnson in cases involving lower profile victims. An email included with records requested by the Sun Times shows Foxx chief ethics officer sent a message to top staff announcing Foxx had recused herself from the case on February 13th, about a week before Smollett was charged, and the same date as her last text message and calls with Smollett's relative. Oh boy. The text show Foxx told both Chen and Smollett's relative that Foxx had reached out to Johnson personally about handing the investigation off to FBI. Spoke to the superintendent earlier. He's going to make the ask, trying to figure out logistics. I'll keep you posted. Foxx wrote the relative that evening. Oh my God, this would be a huge victory, the relative texted in reply. In an email message to Chen sent the same day, Foxx wrote, spoke to the superintendent Johnson. I convinced him to reach out to the FBI to ask that they take over the investigation. He's reaching out now and will get to me shortly. Jesus. The FOP, which represents the bulk of Chicago Police Department rank and file officers, on Tuesday announced Union President Kevin Graham last week sent a letter to the U.S. Attorney's Office asking for an investigations of Foxx's decision to recuse herself from the case and her exchange with Smollett's relative. Holy hell. Holy hell. So oh my God. And this is not a sign of corruption. I would say this is really good evidence that